And welcome back. And we're so glad to have this morning Bobbie Clark, as I told you earlier, so willing to come and tell his story. Bobbie, welcome to the show this morning.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
I'm glad you're here, and I
I'm
know
blessed.
you're glad to be here.
I'm blessed to be here.
You are blessed to be here.
Yes, you really are.
Mhm.
And you know, you were a victim of this storm.
Yes.
You really were. So, start from the top. What were you doing yesterday?
And where do you live and all that? So
Yeah, I live at 113 Shirley in Belmont. That's
Which is right next door to Wesleyan.
Right behind Wesleyan.
Mhm.
And I worked that night before, so I got up at 1 o'clock, and I went to the bathroom, of course. And while I was in the bathroom, I just heard some noise, like it was a helicopter.
Mhm.
And the sound was getting louder, louder, and louder, and then boom! And when
Really? It was like an explosion?
Just a loud explosion. I thought a bomb or something happened. I didn't know because I didn't get any alerts on my phone because I was sleeping.
Nobody
and
did.
everything. And what I saw was glass everywhere.
Mm.
And what I was telling the insurance adjuster, and if I had just moved just seconds earlier,
Mm-hmm.
that wind and glass would have took me away.
Oh,
Wow.
Because I had saw glass on the floor all the way to the real.
so it busted
bedroom.
windows.
It just tore the window up, and I had blinds and everything, just tore everything away all of a sudden.
Wow.
And just
Good.
so shocking. But I was blessed if I had just stepped out just sooner. I might not be with you today.
No,
Wow.
I think
you might not.
God, I think God has really blessed me.
Wow.
So it was fast.
It didn't take, I maybe 6 or 7 seconds with the noise and then the blast.
Wow.
That quick.
No preparation time whatsoever.
Wow.
for
None
what was
whatsoever.
going on.
I didn't know if I had heard something like that, I might have been under the bed or
Right.
in the well, I was somebody told me the bathroom is a great place to be,
Uh-huh.
Right.
and I can tell the world bathroom because I got a door enclosed bathroom. Probably one of the best places to be in any kind of storm, tornado,
Right.
hurricane.
Right. Right.
And I'm a living testimony to tell you that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Get into a situation like that if a storm is coming, but I didn't have it.
surprisingly,
I didn't know a storm was coming.
Yeah.
But it just had to be
none of
there.
us did. None of us
That was
did.
we were talking about this before you came on the air with us. That normally, you know, you get those alerts on the phone that you know
Yeah.
something is brewing, like we're in a
Anything.
dangerous zone here. Be on alert. Nothing.
Yeah.
This thing just decided I am going to appear in the blink of an eye. Just to give people a perspective, Bobbie, you live out on the golf course at Belmont.
Yeah.
On hole 10,
hole
you
10, I
said.
believe you
Hole
said.
10.
Take us through that because you said we had mentioned earlier that Belmont reported 15 golfers on their golf course at the time. You actually witnessed one of them basically diving into the bunker for fear of his life and saw his golf cart over to take us through that.
Yeah, because after the boom, assessing the damage, and I just happened to go around my house, and I saw this man. He said it was a golfer. I said, "What's going on?" I said, "You all right?" He said, "Are you all right?"
Yeah.
I said, "Did you see the storm? You see anything?" He said, "No." I told him, "Why you didn't see anything?" He said, "I dived in this sand trap. I was face down.
Yeah.
I saw these clouds coming. I got down."
Yeah.
And he said, "Are you all right?" I said, "Yeah, I'm all right." But then I looked at the cart. The cart was flipped over.
Just completely
top.
rolled
The wheels
Oh
up top.
my word!
And he was just shaking us up, getting the sand.
Was he
from him and all
alone?
that. He was by himself.
He was playing by himself.
Oh.
Then I looked further down. All I could see, all the top of the trees were just cut off. I just saw branches and things all over the golf course.
Wow. 150 mile an hour winds is what was reported.
Wow.
EF3, only the second ever in July in the state of North Carolina. So, Bobbie, this was an unprecedented
Yes.
event. I mean, looking back on this doesn't happen around here. And if it does, it's not, I mean, all tornadoes are dangerous, but this was just unbelievable.
Right.
So where do you go from here, and what is the sense of the community members that you have spoken to? Because I'm sure a lot of people are, waking up,
Yeah, well,
lost everything.
Yeah, I just feel sorry for everybody because assessing the damage, and after I looked at my home, I started to get through the debris, and the fire trucks let me through, and I saw one house off of Great, I think Belmont Road, and a two-story house had a tree right through the middle of it.
Woo!
It cracked right
Split
through.
the whole house
Split the
into-
whole house through, and I went to some new houses they had built further down, and on the Fox Lane or Foxtrot Lane, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
And those new houses had trees on top of it.
What about your I think you said your next door your neighbor had
Yes.
his roof, lost his entire roof?
Yeah. First I went to, before I went to see the golfer though, I went to their home.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to say it to Joyce, and she may be looking at it, but went to their home and I saw her, and her hand was bleeding,
Oh,
Oh,
man.
and she was shaking.
Oh.
And I said, "What happened?" She said, "Well, I guess the glass
Yeah.
had
Just
hit
cut
her
her.
hand, and the blood was running through and everything."
goodness.
And I said, "You all right, Joe?" She said, "No, I'm not all right."
Yeah. Yeah.
And all I could do was just hug her, and she was like shaking.
Yeah.
She was just
And,
frightened, and
so-
rightfully so.
Yeah.
And her fiance, he was at the house looking at the damage and all that kind of thing. But when I walked away, going back to my home, I looked at his house, and half of his roof was off.
Wow.
They
Goodness.
had his furniture and some of the patio furniture was in the woods, was on the golf course,
Wow.
and some of the other debris from his house was all over the yard.
So at this time, correct me if I'm wrong,
Yeah.
as you guys are checking on each other, hugging each other, you at that time didn't even know what had happened. Like, you still did not know that an actual tornado had ripped through your neighborhood. You were still like, what the
What
heck just
happened?
happened?
I don't know. I'm just checking,
Yeah.
assessing everything.
Still no
checking
idea.
things, talking to people,
Yeah.
and then later on, when the fire department got to my home,
Yeah.
and to get my information, my name and number,
Right.
they told me actually what happened,
Wow.
and they said really a tornado had touched down
That's unbelievable.
and destroyed your house and destroyed some other
That's
homes in the
unbelievable.
community.
That's
And they
unbelievable.
told me where to go for other information, the Red Cross, and where to go to the Hartness Center for other information, because I have to get out of the house. Then,
Yeah.
if they told me if I don't leave, the house may cave in, the roof
Wow.
may cave in. They said, "Sir, Mr. Clark, you need to leave now.
Yeah.
Wow.
You get out of the house, pack your stuff, and leave now."
I
All
can't-
of a sudden, you are just told, get out of your house.
like not even
Where
the
do I go?
not even the ability to go collect some items. Like they were basically saying, just don't go back.
Yeah.
Like, just don't even take that
Wow.
chance.
Yeah.
And it's a safety
Yeah.
thing, definitely. I mean, so you can stay though with your daughter. You do have somewhere to go.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's good that you do have somewhere to
yeah,
go. Now, there may be some that don't, and we're gonna have shelters set up. We'll let you know where those are, for those people that are displaced. There are gonna be people that are, maybe they live here and their relatives don't live here.
Yeah.
They don't have relatives here. So, anyway, we'll be letting you know about shelters, but Bobbie, we really appreciate you coming on, and
Okay.
we're gonna follow you along,
Yes,
and
absolutely.
hopefully. Now, I'm impressed that you said the insurance adjuster was already there yesterday.
Well, they were at my neighbor's home. I'm not going to tell what
Yeah,
agency he
sure,
with.
sure.
But I called mine,
Uh-huh.
and appraisal list said 2 to 3 days.
Right.
But Sandra, I'm still waiting for them to call me with
Right.
housing and lodging.
Yeah.
Well,
You know,
yeah.
I know I'm gonna stay with my daughter, but still, I'm still waiting for them to call me because
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
may can stay in the Holiday Inn or somewhere
Right.
in the interim instead of
Right.
going to Zebulon some nights. So I'm still waiting on that. So,
Yes.
and I hope everybody else could, when they contact their insurance companies,
Yes.
get some quick ideas
Quick,
of where
yes.
they're gonna be going.
Yes.
So that's the idea.
They
Because I
need
hate
to
to see somebody
realize
be homeless.
that somebody is displaced and has nowhere to go. So I hope we do have shelters set up. I think we will. But fortunately, you
Yeah.
have somewhere right now, and
That's
hopefully
right.
the insurance company will get with you
Yes, ma'am.
really quickly.
Do you have
Um,
any? What do they have to do to be able to determine that you could get back into your home and collect some of your items? Have they given you any sense of what it would take to determine that is at least safe for you to go back and try to get some of your stuff? Or
Yeah, I guess the fire department, and they have what they call house restoration
Okay.
officials to come through, but but I'm kind of emergency situation now. I got some needs, and my house was boarded up, and tarps put on, but I had to get some items, clothing, some things. I got to go ahead and get some things today.
Sure.
To take.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the appraisal, they said like there would be 2 to 3 days before they could come and assess all the damage, and that's a while.
That is a while when you are completely out of
Need
your home.
everything that's in that home. So
Well, Bobbie, we're going to pray for you, and we're going to continue to follow, and we'll interview you again when you're back in your home, hopefully.
there you go.
I hope it's in a couple of months.
Yes,
We hope
hope
so.
it'll be quickly,
Yes,
but we're just so glad that you lived to tell the story.
That's the biggest thing. Yep, that's the
So-
biggest thing.
Well, thank you to Bobbie, and we'll be back with you right after this.
All right.